So I want to go over California Penal Code 6020 and 602K, trespassing. Um, each of the following acts of trespass under Penal Code 602 is punishable in the county jail for 6 months or even up to a year, I believe. There are 24 specific acts listed in this penal code. Um, you know, Dealing with trespass, if the individual's intent to come on the property, even though it's public, open to the public, if they had specific intent and you can prove intent that to disrupt business or to irritate individuals, then it's trespass. You can They could be subject to automatic arrest. But if the individual comes on to a business or a place that's open to the public and they had specific intent to patronize, to buy, to eat, to do business, and for some reason they they are protected by the First Amendment, that's not trespassing. That is not trespassing. For it to be trespassing, automatically for an automatic arrest by a police officer or by a security guard, we have to see a violation that is under a city law or a state law. It cannot be a policy by the store. We don't arrest people because the store has a policy and a understanding memorandum with the city police department saying that this is our policy. We want to have a contract with the police department to arrest anybody that's in violation of our policy. That's not how the law works. In order for it to be an arrestable offense, it has to be a violation of the law, either a municipal, city law, or a state law. It has to be criminal related. Now, if it is criminal related, then it can be a subject automatic arrest. If it's not criminal related and there's no criminal statutory or municipal violations of that city or that state, then the individual is not in violation. The store, the business, the property owner, and its agents have to tell that individual to leave property. And if they fail to leave property, that person does not leave and stays and remains on the property, then it becomes a trespass and incident to arrest. Penal Code section, let me see. Cops love to arrest individuals for business policy. They get these contracts with the businesses, and they say, "Oh, if our policy is in violation, please arrest these individuals." It's not how it works. In order for to arrest somebody, you got to have that. Court cases interpreting trespass: Church of Christ and Hollywood versus a Superior Court. Church of Christ, Hollywood versus Superior Court, 2002. Hamburg versus Walmart stores, 2004. Another form of trespass is aggravated trespass. Entering a person's home or place of work constitutes a trespass if the suspect has made a credible threat of serious bodily injury against another person within 30 days prior to entering that home or place of work. You get an individual that somehow went on the property, patronized the property, was a customer, made a credible threat to a agent or to the owner or of its agents or to another customer, and then leaves, and that individual was asked not to come back, and within 30 days that individual does come back while making those threats, it is a automatic aggravated trespass. When you trespass somebody, you want to get law enforcement involved, and you would like to get the police officer to get a signature from that suspect, saying that he is not allowed to come back on property. You need a photo ID of the suspect. I would take a picture of the individual, get a signature from that individual, um, take a picture of his ID, and trespass him off the property. That's how you get a formal trespass. If law enforcement is not involved, it's not a formal trespass. It's your word against his, saying that they're not allowed to come back on the property. The only thing you can do is if that individual comes back on the property, you can't automatically arrest him. You have to tell him to leave, call the cops, and if he's still there, by the time the cops come, then it's an arrest. But there's some circumstances where the police officer may have to tell him to leave before he can actually arrest that individual. It all depends on the circumstances. Now, some cities have their own laws regarding trespassing. As I discussed earlier, uh, municipal trespass laws are equally enforceable. Um, but then again, some of these laws can be in violation of your constitutional rights, that the city in places.